So a new character got added to Deadlock again. This is Venator. This is the latest character that got voted in. So really quick, wanted to make a video on their abilities, what they do, and how they work. So yeah, really quick before we go into that, as you can see, we got the little new slogan things down here: devout, arms expert, tactical, and then you can see their abilities and stuff. And you can look at the default build here as well. As you can see, it's gun based. And as we look up their abilities, we'll kind of see why that is. So first of all, just their normal gun. As you can see, 33 bullets. They have 3 stamina. Gun is actually pretty fast. As well. So let's go ahead and jump straight into the abilities. So we'll start off just kind of going through each one of them. You can kind of see his animations to his dash and stuff. And his parry is actually pretty cool. He does like that with his weapons. So pretty cool parry there. Let's get into the abilities real quick. So his one is this grenade. So you can throw it out real quick. You'll notice it can bounce on the ground. And then also can set enemies on fire there. And you can also just hit it directly into them. So if I turn off cooldown, you can see if I hit it right there, you can hit it directly into people and it'll start damaging them as well. It does weapon damage. Additionally, it burns targets, and the burning deals pure damage to enemies. I believe this is the first character to deal pure damage. So this just basically ignores resist completely. So if you have any sort of resist, it'll ignore it. And the enemies will also suffer reduced healing. And as you can see, it scales with weapon damage, and then the on-hit damage scales with your boons. So as you level up your character, it scales with that as well. And then for the upgrades, we have -5 cooldown reduction. I think the interesting upgrade is the last one, the -20% healing reduction. Pretty cool. And as we look at more of the abilities, you'll kind of see this character seems to be like an anti-tank gun damage type hero, which is pretty cool. So we'll take a look at gunshot next. So gunshot, fire out blast with your shotgun, dealing weapon damage and pushing enemies back. Enemies near a wall receive a stun and take bonus weapon damage. Both of the damage is gun damage, and then the stun duration by default is 0.65 seconds. And then the last upgrade is also interesting. On wall stun, your next heavy melee is blessed, meaning it also does pure damage. So as you'll see with our ult later on, this blessed is like the pure damage part. So if we go ahead and use it, so let's go ahead and use it against this enemy real quick. So as you can see, it pushes them back. And let's say we push them into this wall. Boom, they're stunned for a bit. And then if we upgrade it fully, you can see that pure damage on your next, and it looks a little different versus if we reset our hero real quick and we go ahead and do this. You don't get that pure damage. It's just normal damage. All right, next we have this hex-lined snap trap. So it's a trap that deals spirit damage and immobilizes people and reveals them for a short duration afterward as well. This scales with spirits. Yeah, I think the upgrades are pretty standard as well. The last one's kind of interesting too. You deal 20% extra damage against the targets. So that's pretty cool. So we'll go ahead and use it here. This just a little thing that goes out. And this is kind of interesting. That didn't show it the best, but if you look at it, it'll have a little circle around it. And as long as the people are inside that circle, it'll go off. So right there, I didn't quite hit it. But this, wow, I'm missing completely. I guess that thing is getting in the way. We'll go right there. And it immobilizes him. You can shoot him, so. Kind of interesting, kind of cool. This is a charged ability too, so you get more charges on it if you buy extra charge or some stuff. And the charges themselves, once you use one of them, so if we do no cooldown, it's 8 seconds, so it's kind of long. Yeah, and the actual cooldown is 30 seconds on them. Finally, you have the ultimate, which is a crossbow with 3 stakes dealing massive increased weapon damage. And the final stake is blessed, dealing pure damage and executing low health enemies. So the damage scales massively with a weapon damage, and then while blessed, that damage scales with your character as you scale up. And the execute threshold is 8%. Now, the upgrades on this are really interesting. So the first upgrade is movement speed, second is ability cooldown and bonus damage, and then the last one is all stakes are blessed. So you get that pure damage and executing. So let's go ahead and take a look at this real quick. So it does have like a cooldown as well, as you can see. So you only have a bit to fire them off. It doesn't last forever, but it gives you quite a lot of time here. And then you see this last one is blessed, so you get a little kind of animation, and then you shoot it, and it's going to do that pure damage as well. And if we go and upgrade it, you can see they all kind of look like that. And you can shoot from really far away too. And I completely missed that. Cool. And yeah, That's pretty neat. And yeah, so that's all his abilities. Pretty cool abilities overall. As you can tell, a lot of them are going to do gun damage. The only one that's doing like spirit is this one, which obviously won't be your main damage usually for most builds. So most builds are probably going to be more gun based. And as we see when we look at the default build, it's more gun based. So your typical gun items. But I think it's going to be interesting to see how he plays out, especially against some tanks who built a lot of like spirit resist and bullet resist. Because, you know, if you buy bullet resilience or spirit resilience or even something like spellbreaker, that's just not going to work against Venator because he can just chew straight through that and not care about those resistances at all. So that's going to be pretty cool. And then on top of that, he has to execute, which I think is going to be pretty interesting to see as well. But yeah, excited to see how he plays out and how he actually plays in games and how it is playing against him. Hopefully he's not super overtuned, but we'll see how it all plays out. Valve's been great at patching the game quickly if characters are too OP anyway, so it'll be fun playing against him either way. So yeah, that's gonna be it for me. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a good one. Peace.